the sacrifice 7 years of my youth spent married in a strange land, devoting my whole heart and soul to my husband. In return, I received a completely brazen betrayal and a bitterness so suffocating it took my breath away. I am Vansai, a young ethnic woman from Cao Bang. At 33 in age, where a woman should ideally have a peaceful home and the laughter of children, I became a woman with absolutely nothing. No home, no money, no children, no status. For a very long time, I was tormented by severe depression. Looking back, I hate myself for being so naive and trusting. Throughout our 7-year journey together, he never gave me a single day to truly be a wife, to be a woman in the true sense of the word. He was always in hardship, drowning in debt, and failing time and time again in his business ventures. In 7 years as a husband, he never brought home a single penny. In my life as his wife, I never received even a single rose from that man. In 2019, full of ambition, I tucked away my teaching degree. I gave up my dream of becoming a Highland teacher, leaving my parents behind to follow him and become a daughter-in-law in a strange land. Back then, I thought that love and endurance were enough to bear any hardship. I accepted his poverty. I accepted the fact that he couldn't have children. And I accepted carrying his entire life on my shoulders. The harsh reality for over 7 years, I threw myself into grueling labor like a moth to a flame, draining my youth and my health. I did whatever anyone hired me to do, cleaning houses and tending livestock, chopping and carrying heavy firewood, wading through streams to gather bamboo shoots and wild fruits, planting and harvesting crops in the fields. I did every possible job. Life was incredibly harsh. My girlish hands became calloused and bled. Juggling 3 or 4 physically demanding jobs a day, I didn't even dare to get sick. During Tet, I didn't dare visit my elderly parents because I had no money, and because I was terrified of becoming a burden to my family. I poured my sweat, blood and flesh into caring for my husband's family, shielding them from every disaster, hoping only that my sacrifices would eventually be rewarded. The betrayal but the cruel truth slapped me right in the face. Just as I had broken my back to pay off the debts at home, he fabricated a story of mounting debts abroad to trick me into signing divorce papers. He claimed that if I didn't sign and remained his legal wife, debt collectors would come to vandalize, harass, and endanger our family. Because I loved and trusted him implicitly, thinking he genuinely wanted to protect me, I silently agreed to sign. I chose to walk away empty-handed, asking for absolutely no rights from the court. It was all because of his promise. Wait for things to settle down and we will register our marriage again. I believed him. I left without demanding a single penny of compensation, because, even then, I was still thinking of him. Then, the day I discovered the truth, was the day my entire world collapsed. He was never hiding from any debt. When everything came to light, I was devastated to learn that they had been living together since he was overseas. Even when they returned to Vietnam, they rented a place to live together extensively, while at home, he continued to deceive me day by day. He divorced me just so he could brazenly bring another woman younger, fairer, and prettier than me straight into our old home. He brought her into the very house that I had poured my sweat and boiling tears into building. The man I shared a bed with for 7 years had orchestrated a perfect play of deception to throw me away. If you haven't been through this, you could never understand that suffocating pain and sheer despair. My heart shattered, and my soul died that day. The rebirth after over a year of divorce and battling depression, I thought I was going to turn into a madwoman. There were dark nights when my spirit was so broken, I thought I couldn't survive. But returning to my hometown was not an option. My parents are old and frail, and my younger siblings still need looking after. I couldn't bear to drag this broken body back, to become a further burden on my family. So I chose to walk into the deep forest, carving out a path to survive on my own. Amidst this desolate wilderness, the old home of my late great-grandmother was the only place left for me to cling to. Stopping here, even though she is no longer around, I can still feel the protection of my ancestors. Over a year has passed, and the tears of humiliation have finally dried up. I have cried enough. I have suffered enough, and I have officially escaped that dark, depressive state. Now is the time for me to stand up and live a new life. This channel, Van Thai Thur, is the first step marking my rebirth. From today on, I will record every footprint on this journey of stepping out of the darkness. I don't make videos to complain, but so that later, when I look back, I will know how much I suffered and know how strongly I conquered myself, refusing to collapse into madness. Today, Van Thai Thur begins as a new person, starting life over at 33. I believe that heaven is always watching, and a decent life will eventually find its peace. From the bamboo of the great forest, I've decided to build a kitchen of my own with my bare hands. Each rustic bamboo stick resting upon the other will be where I kindle a new fire, warming my solitary life from now on. With each passing day, this small kitchen will change with me, growing alongside me in the wild, deep forest. The heavy loads of firewood I once carried for others, I now carry to warm my own home. As long as I still have these calloused hands and my health, this desolate land will blossom and bear fruit once again. From today, Van Thai Thur promises not to cry anymore. I will survive. Resilient like a wild tree on a cliff. Hello to my new life. I am ready to start over.